This is Greg from Allegiant, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hello, sir.
How are you, Greg? Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. How you been?
I've seen you. We've talked a couple times over the years, including on 70K somewhere back in time.
Yeah, like 2017, 2018.
Is that what it was?
I think 2017, I believe.
So I'm going to tell you something my partner and I talk about quite often on the set. You guys come up a lot because probably one of the best shows I think I've ever seen in my life was the Pyramid Lounge on that boat, I guess, 2017.
Yeah.
And there were freaking roof tiles being torn down.
I've signed part of that roof all over the world.
Did you really?
Actually, yeah. It was an amazing, amazing set. I know they were like circle pitting around the elevators.
It was absolutely insane. Like I've just never seen anything like it. And it was that tiny little, had that club feel, right? And it was just crazy.
Yeah, it was it was a really good show.
Anyway, sorry. I just got off 70K recently, so I was just thinking about it.
Oh, how was it?
It's always good. Yeah. I'm lucky I get to go and do press on it every year, so that was year 10, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I mean,
nice
highlights
vacation.
yeah, exactly. My wife goes and she hangs out and does whatever, but highlights were definitely like Emperor on the pool deck, and Udo did his thing. I guess it's called Dirk Schneider now, but he did balls to the wall front to back.
Oh, sick.
It was great. And then Decapited's always good.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, highlights. Sorry, I know we didn't come to talk about that at all.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's talk about the band then, and I'm going to probably pronounce it. Can you help me with this name? I always call it Allegiant. Is that?
That's correct. Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of vowels there in the end, and I didn't want to fuck it up on you. So.
Yeah, man, sometimes when you get threatened with litigation, when your name is Allegiance, you just have to throw vowels at it.
Ah, there you go. Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah.
So the Ossuary Lens, however you pronounce that, absolutely, the songs I've heard are fantastic. How did you go about writing this record with your new singer and try to stay true to... Did you try and stay true to the last couple records, or did you go all the way back, or how did that...
I mean, we never really make like a concerted effort. I mean, the only thing we had set out to do this album was like, let's try to keep it shorter.
Right.
You know, I know when Archspire released their last album, and I was looking at the running time, and I was like, man, maybe we're working too hard. I think I hit up Dean, and I was like, yeah, that's brilliant. And it's like, it's a full length, but it's only, I don't remember how long.
Right. It's not pushing the 73 minutes or whatever you can get.
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, we're working way too hard. And I mean, just people just don't, people don't have the attention span anymore to sit through. So like we made a concerted effort to try to keep our songs shorter. We failed. I mean, it's still almost an hour, but it's not like apoptosis length or anything.
Right.
We're not looking at double vinyl, shall we say. So
that was intentional then. So you kind of do have that sort of, I don't want to say, I don't even know what the word is, but it's in your head that you have to try and create something more for the crowd or more for your audience than for the songs. That makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but I think it was also for us too, just because, when you're doing support slots, and your songs are, 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Yeah, you're playing three songs, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, it's not a really good I mean, I guess it is a good representation of the band because you have a lot of long songs, but it also just kind of feels like you don't really get to really showcase everything that you're capable of. So,
right.
Yeah. So, like, even when we did Iridescent, it was less than 3 minutes. Like, we kept it. It was like, let's do a Rain in Blood track really short.
Yeah. I'm always disappointed, though, when I hear Rain in Blood. Like, I want more.
Yeah, well, you know what?
It just, all of a sudden, you look up and you go, shit, it's over.
But the same thing with Archspire's Bleed the Future. If you want to hear more, you just got to hit repeat. And I was like, look, that's brilliant. Because now, guess what? People are hitting repeat and
listening.
They get to hear the album again. So it's a good business decision. I don't know if it was a business decision. They meant like they work really hard. It was probably like, and that's enough. Is it enough? Yeah, it's enough.
Right. So how do you know when enough is enough on your songs then?
I mean, you just write until you feel
till deadline.
Yeah. No, I mean, we try to do an album every 2 years. That's the ALLEGEON. That is how we operate. Every 2 years, we're in the we are ready to put out an album. Whether it comes out in that 2-year album cycle, that is varied. But we have been ready. We have an album in the can every 2 years, and it's generally like artwork delays push it to 3, and that was same for this time. It was ready to come out last year, but artwork.
Yeah. Interesting. So I don't usually ask this question, but I'm kind of intrigued. The title of the record, the Ossuary Lens. Obviously, it's like a container for bones or whatever, but what does that represent? Like, how did we land there?
So I mean, a lot of the overarching lyrical themes have to do with death, right? Where an ossuary is just a shrine for death. So, and then we're looking at it kind of from a third person, so like the Ossuary Lens, we're just looking at death, from the outside in.
Is there a message you want your fans to take away from with something like that? Or is it just...
No, this is like, each song is its own little body of work. There's no connecting tissues. Like, it just so happens that a lot of the songs have to do with death. Right. We didn't abandon the science thing. We still got some tracks about science. But yeah, some of the more introspective songs on there just happen to deal with death. Okay.
How do you think the incorporation of the more ambient elements into this record are going to play over with your fans, or were you even concerned about that? Because it's a little different than straight on tech death, right?
Well, I mean, I think the last album was as well, right? So this album is when we did Damn Them, that was very colored by COVID and the music itself, and just like the themes and everything like that. So a lot of those more synthy tunes, they're kind of like capturing that sound that we did. Right. And then there's more of the old school stuff. So with this album, it was really just trying to capture something from our whole career. So wherever you followed ALLEGEON, there's something for you on it.
Okay. And it's my understanding, when I was reading, I guess, some of your bios or what, I did some research, Driftwood is actually written for Damn Them. Was that right?
No, Driftwood was actually written for Apoptosis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 2 records ago. And we were just like looking for, that was the very first song that Brandon Michael ever brought to the band. And I don't think we were quite ready for it on the Apoptosis cycle. And then he wrote a song for Damn Them. And then so we just, he had a kid. So, he had a whole bunch of ideas, but they just never got done. So, but he has, Driftwood was just one of those things. I was like, do you still have that other tune? Let's see if we can, let's listen to it now with ears a few years older and see where we're at. And it turned out great.
What is I know you have some touring plans here. Are you going to be touring for most of the year now?
That'd be nice, but I think we're going to do, we have this co-headliner with Warbringer here in March, in a couple weeks. And then, we'll see. There's been talks about Europe a little later in the year.
Like festival time?
We'll see. I don't know. The plan is we had a little shakeup in Europe when we have a new agent over there. And so that is the plan for next year, to get us on some of the festival circuits. So,
okay. I want to go back real quick to the record, because I was just Googling the song I was looking for, but songs on Damn Them, like Called Home, super, super intense, right? You guys do a really good job, I think, of mixing the intensity and emotion with the music. You must have what's it feel like when you get those emails or those at the show, hey, thanks, you were there at a certain moment?
I mean, they're always nice. I mean, Cold Home it's that song is just I'll be happy we never played again, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it was like that song is one of the ones that just falls out of you. My roommate had just killed himself, just like
Right. I remember talking
that's
to Riley back when. Yeah.
yeah, and so you know, it's that was kind of like my morning, and I know Riley had a friend kill himself like a week later or something like
Right.
that. So um yeah, I mean that was a statement for that. And hopefully I'm happy to leave that song where it
Sorry,
is.
I didn't mean to bring that up, but
No, it's fine.
um, was it cathartic though?
I don't know. You're a musician. You just kind of like, I'm not very good with words, but you know, that's kind of how I dealt with what I was going through.
Right. So record's done and it's due out. Are you satisfied with the way it came out? I know everybody.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, I think it's just because there's something for everybody. I think we were very successful in kind of bridging, kind of the old school sound with some of the newer stuff we did, and I think that's really kind of important because I think there was for a lot of people there's that dividing line in the sand for a lot of fans.
Yes.
It's like there was part one and part two of our career, so hopefully this is part three where we can do kind of everything and just get all fans under one umbrella a little bit.
Right.
That's the hope.
Yeah, that would be the key because I mean it's a great record. I've listened to it, like I said, and my favorite going back was Damn Them for sure. That record just like struck every note for me that year. But this one's pretty close to it. I really dig it.
Oh, cool.
And the more I listen to it, the more I'm going to be probably sucked in. So what do you have next then after that run? More singles?
We'll have two more singles, so that we'll release another song here that we'll play on the tour, and then there should be a third single that drops the day of the album. And then I don't know, the guys and I we would like to do a couple more singles like post release, like with some videos and stuff like that. But I think that's going to come down to finances.
Yeah.
We'll see how things go if Metal Blade's up for it. I know we would really love to do some more with it, but everybody's record cycle lasts a week.
I know, it's crazy. I remember I've been doing this for a really long time, and it's crazy how everything has the whole business has changed.
Yeah, you have like such a short window before it's old now. So
right.
Yeah.
Sometimes just like that, because the next thing there's so much noise.
Yeah, I was like the Winter Sun time too. And it was like, man, it was like a week, and then no one talked about it anymore.
Yep.
It was like, oh man, that's really sad. We've been waiting for so long.
So as an artist, what does that feel like? Do you I mean, how much thought do you put into something like that?
I don't. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It sucks, after you devote so many years of your life to make this kind of statement for people for it to just kind of be gone, after I mean, that's why people do singles now,
Right.
And I mean, you kind of have to just adapt with the times and but I don't know. And
I think
it is what it is.
I think people in the genre, and I'm probably older than you, but people in the genre appreciate the longer form and the way you sequence stuff and the way you create that whole ebb and flow. And I think that's really missing.
Yeah.
In the 30-second clip.
It's I think there's always going to be some segment of fans that will really just play it from start to finish. They enjoy that journey, and that's what you write that thing for that journey. And if people just want to dip in and out, cool. However you choose to, like, I don't know, digest music. Do
you think about then though when you're doing the sequencing, or like you don't put as much effort into it as more as you maybe once did?
No. I mean, that's always super important because we're going to listen to it like that. Do you know what I mean? So It's like we're going to have to, I mean, even just to test mixes and stuff like that, we're going to have to listen to this so much before it's done, and turned in. Right. So you want the sequencing to be good. I mean, the worst sequencing we had was on Apoptosis. So much so that the vinyl and the CD are different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So people that got the vinyl, they got the Bach Concerto and In Flanders Fields on the record. You know, the
Right.
CD people that bought the compact disc didn't get that. So like even on Spotify, they're very, they're different. So it's a different release altogether. It was just because it just wasn't flowing. We couldn't figure it out. We'd already turned it in and we were still kind of, but then at the very end, we got it sorted. So, but it was too late for vinyl.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway, that's all I had. Did I miss anything you want to cover?
No, man. We're super quick.
Was it? I'm usually about 20 minutes.
Sorry?
I'm usually at 15, 20 minutes. Again,
okay.
I'm conscious of the way people digest podcasts and do all that stuff too. So I try to keep it a little conversational. And if I miss something, I'm glad to carry on.
I don't know.
I didn't see your routing, so I don't know if you're coming anywhere. Are you coming anywhere near Richmond? Oh, wait, I'm looking at it here. Nowhere near Richmond.
No. I guess it's been real. It's like pretty hard out there for bands. Like the routing for this is, a lot of people are like, why aren't you coming here? Why aren't you coming there? It's like, dude, there's no venues.
Right.
Everybody and their mother is touring. We have to,
Oh, you think that's the reason? It's just too much of a pipeline buildup?
Yeah, no, I think it's actually really interesting how things are, because I think there's things changed drastically over COVID. So when after COVID lifted, everybody and their mother's like, we need to go out. We missed it. And we're still kind of living in that mentality, right? But unfortunately, everybody was like stockpiling money during that time, and that money is run out. But like there's still, I think shows are still kind of being booked at that rate. So I don't know. We're trying to be a little bit more selective and not go out as much, because I think there's just a lot of competition out there.
Right.
And that's why you're seeing a lot of co-headlining tours. It's like you try to give people more bang for their buck so they'll come out.
Right. Yeah, because even that's changed as well. So everything changed. The one thing I will say, though, that I think that came out of the pandemic that was pretty good is there was sort of like a explosion of creativity, and it was like a renaissance of the arts, because everybody had been home working on their songs, working on their craft, learning their instruments better, making something, and they had all that emotion. I think, even to now, you're still seeing some of the best work from artists that were, doing stuff back then. Right.
Yeah. I was definitely, I know for me personally, it was very needed. We were on the road so much, and we had a tour canceled. It would have been a great tour, but we were pretty burned just from constantly on the road. So I know when that tour got canceled, it was kind of a sigh of relief that I could just like stay at home a little bit. Yeah.
Wasn't too bad, man.
Nah, it was all right.
Also, they were on the boat too, Septic Flesh.
Yes, they'll be here on Wednesday, which no band ever comes to Ottawa. So took it off of work. Me and the wife gonna go hang out with the Septic Flesh boys. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's cool. I just interviewed Karim, the drummer.
What a guy.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah, super.
And they were great live. Saw him on the pool deck. It was beautiful.
Oh, hell yeah. That was the last tour that we'd done. We'd been home. Wow. We did that Decapitated Septic Flesh run last April. March, April. Yeah. So this tour coming up will be the first one we've done since then.
Oh, wow. So you've seen Decapitated then. I was blown away, even with their new singer on the boat. Crazy.
Yeah. We did, I guess, we did that first tour where I guess it was their first time back to the States.
Right.
So it's the naughtiness.
Anyway, Greg, that's all I had. Thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck with the record, and maybe we'll see you somewhere down the road.
That sounds great, man.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
Bye, friend.
Bye.